Hi, my name is Allison Kaplan. I'm Director of Education here at the National First Ladies Library, located at the National First Ladies Historic Site in Canton, Ohio. I'm so excited to talk to you as part of our latest installment of Ladies in the Lab today. Today we are looking at scents. Do you have a favorite smell? I love the smell of oranges and also coffee. Coffee really wakes me up in the morning, and I associate it with so many fun and exciting things. We're gonna take our sense of smell and use it to make a special scented lip balm today. And it's in honor of scientist Linda Buck. So who is Linda Buck? She's a biologist. She's best known for her work in the olfactory system or the sense of smell. She wanted to study how our nose identifies so many different smells. So she looked at the cells that send information to the brain, and she wanted to know if there were genes that code for those. And what she discovered and won her Nobel Prize for was that there are genes that relate to 350 smell receptors that identify a scent and send that information to your brain. So the scent of coffee that wakes you up in the morning, that is being signaled to your brain from those scent receptors in your nose. So we're going to take some of our favorite scents today and use them to create a special lip balm. So for this experiment, you'll need a double boiler or a microwave, some shea butter, coconut oil, beeswax, your favorite scent, whether it's a flavor drop that you put in water that's cola scented or fruit scented, or an essential oil. You can also put mica or some kind of coloring like you would find in lip gloss into your lip balm. You need a stir stick. Sometimes you might use a toothpick or a spoon or something like a spatula that can flatten it, and a container. Today we use contact cases because we like to have reusable things that we can have multiple types of scents to compare. So you're going to start either with a double boiler or a microwave safe container. Here I've got a little pan that I can pour with, and the water is getting hot. You should always work with an adult if you're around warm or hot things. When you use the microwave, you just want to use it 30 seconds at a time. So here I'm going to start with my coconut oil. And remember, this coconut oil is really solid. But in the summer, in my cupboard, it heats up really quickly. So I'm going to use double the coconut oil or shea butter. And coconut oil is a mix of fat and oils. It's an emollient, so it melts really easily. So you can already see it's heating up and melting down pretty quickly. So I can just use coconut oil as my emollient, or I can add some shea butter. And shea butter is really great because it's really moisture heavy and that sinks deep into your lips. So I'm going to put a little more in, and there's no correct measurement for this. You really get a chance to experiment with the different supplies here today. So I use double the oil compared to my beeswax. So now I'm going to add beeswax, and I'm going to use about half the amount of beeswax that I used oil. And the oil melts really fast. The beeswax is really solid, and it takes it a lot longer to melt down. So this is when I want to make sure that I'm mixing together. So I'm going to take my stir stick, and if you're microwaving along with me at home, you're going to take a microwave safe container like this. You're going to put all your ingredients in. You're going to let your microwave go for 30 seconds. You're going to work with an adult to make sure things aren't too hot. You're going to take it out and stir it. And if your beeswax beads aren't melted all the way down yet, you'll just put it in for a little bit longer. I'm going to add my flavor drops. So flavor drops are made out of water, And water and oil, they don't like each other. So this is when the stir stick is really important. And if you're using a microwave at home, you might need to heat things up continually. So you're gonna put your flavor drops in, and they are going to kind of act like little floating beads there. They're water-based, and they kind of form an emulsion where the scented globs just sit in there. So you want to make sure you can stir them in carefully. Mine are still just kind of sitting there, forming that emulsion. You can also use an essential oil. So if there's an essential oil you like, this one is lime. I might use it for the other side, or you can use a scent. You could use a color. So we're using scents. Here we're gonna try a color. This is called mica. It's a mineral that helps to create shine and color in makeup. And a little goes a long way with this one, just like our scent. So we're just gonna put a tiny bit in, and then we're gonna keep stirring. And now we've got a really cool color happening. And once my globs are good to go and my color's all stirred in, I'm going to work carefully with an adult to pour it in my case. So you can use even an empty lip balm container if you want. Some of those round ones are really fun when they get empty, but I like this one because I like to give it to friends with 2 different scents in it. So now that I have my scent and my lip balm ready to go, it's still liquid because of that heat, and I am going to carefully pour it into the contact case. Here we go. And if you've been microwaving it, it might be a little bit chunky. You might need to stir it a little more. A good stir stick when you're using a contact case is just a toothpick. And sometimes you'll need to flatten it out just to make sure that it looks really nice, like something you buy at the store. So once your lip balm is dry and cooled, you can test it out. So this one is raspberry lemonade. I'm gonna smell it. It smells really good. It's nice and pink, just like regular raspberry lemonade. And I'm gonna test it on my lips and notice how that coconut oil and shea butter helps hold in moisture, and how my flavor drops make it taste good, and the mica coloring makes me look super cool. So I love this project because it's inspired by scent, and I got to experiment with all sorts of smells and solids and liquids. And I loved being inspired by Linda Buck, and hopefully you will be inspired to make your own scented lip balm too.